Hi guys, how you going? Campbell here from Autodidactic channel. Hope you're having an amazing day. And as always, autodidactic means to be self-educated, guys. And a big part of being self-educated is having an open mind, which means basically having a mind that's open to new possibilities. Because obviously if we have closed minds, then when new information comes our way, we just reject it because it doesn't fit with our paradigm. So to have an open mind means that we can at least have a look at new information. Doesn't mean you have to accept it, but we can look at things, and that's what I wanted to do today. I've just got a collection of, they're just pictures that I've got that don't really sort of match anything else. A lot of sort of antiquity kind of stuff, and I just thought we'd run through a few of them and have a look. They're all sort of from the 1800s, and they just show technology that we're not really told was around at that time. So this one in front of me here is French. It's called La Chaton de Masses. It's basically the translation. Now this is France in the late 1700s, so this is around the time of the French Revolution. Le Chaton Masses, thus the electric spark of freedom will overthrow all the thrones and crowned brigands. So this dude here, he's cranking his wheel, the electric Republican, and he's, I don't know what this hat is, but you've got an electric cord coming down here. It's got like Liberty, Egalite, I don't know what that is, equality, blah blah blah, all these words, unite, indivisibility, republic, dealer, republic. And then down the bottom here, it's hit the chair of the, I guess the king, and zapped him, and all his brigands, as they're called, all these yes men, are going flying. And this is the petite papa, the little papa, the despot Espagnol, someone from Sardine. And look at this guy's what he's holding here, this staff. This comes up a lot in old pictures and drawings. And see how there's got three verticals, so it's clearly not a cross. That's a cross. This is clearly not a cross, but a lot of religious people have them. I'm not sure what they're called. It has got a little ball on the top and balls on the end of everything and stylized. So it looks kind of antiquitechy, and yeah, it's just, it comes up a lot, this thing. I'm not sure what it is. I'm sure it's got a name. I did do a search, but I don't know what to search for. What do you call that? So that's an interesting picture. France, I think it was 1794, and this dude is zapping the controllers. Now this one is called Healing from Electricity. Plan 4 by the looks of it. They're sitting on this chair. For some reason they're all off the ground. I've got some clubs down here, but I'm not sure what's happening, but it looks like he's just manipulating his arm. But this guy's tied to a board with his hand, and it's got a ring around it, so he looks like he's, are they getting electricity pumped through them? This guy's just sitting there, but I'm not sure, but that's what it's called, healing from electricity, healing paralysis with electricity. This one is the same, it's from the same book, and it's the same kind of title, healing paralysis from electricity. You can see this guy's, I don't know, he's got something around his foot, pulling his foot back. He's got a little weight or something on his knee. And again, he's got his arm up like that last guy did, and he's holding a chain. So it looks like that's metal, obviously, so maybe that's where he's getting the current from. I don't know, is his arm being used as an antenna or something? He's off the ground, so he's not grounded. And this is from 1778. So not the kind of medicine that we thought was around in 1778. And yeah, just I'm not sure what all this stuff is. You can see that's stylized, but I don't know. So what's he to do with his leg? He's pulling it back. They've got to wait for the knee to go down. So this isn't to do with what they're healing. So maybe it is used as an antenna of some kind and electricity going through this chain. Low voltage maybe. As you can see, it's got all, I've just got the pictures here, but there were pages, it's all in French obviously, where it tells you what all these devices are. And I'm not sure if that's just a normal hat or what's on the head there. It's strange. So this is a picture of the tech, basically, of the machinery. Looks like this is just a hand-cranked wheel. It's spinning some kind of ball, and look, it's just got, so this is obviously a metal ball, and these are, you know, filaments of some kind of metal, copper maybe, to create a charge, and then it's being funneled up. But I'm not sure if this is, it's the way it's drawn, it looks like it, I'm not sure where it's going, but it looks like it's been blown out through a speaker or something, but that's probably just the way that they've taken it apart. You can see it's just showing the components. But it looks like that's how they're creating the electricity. They're just spinning this wheel. It's spinning a metal ball, and these are just, like I said, probably copper hanging down. And that's just creating charge, which literally looks like they're just funneling it up into metal, and then it attaches to this chain which the person holds. Now I'm not sure if that would be static electricity, but you can, that's how, well, there doesn't seem to be any magnets in there, but I'm not actually sure if you can generate electricity just like that, or if it's only static, but interesting anyway. That's clearly what they were doing, is generating it and running it through this chain, and the person was holding it, which would, you know, clearly if it was actual proper electricity, it would be very, very low voltage, or else it would not be very therapeutic. And these are all the bindings, the way that they're binding. See, they're like pulling the hand back, so he's obviously done something to his muscle. Again, binding the hand. So they're binding them and then running low voltage electricity or static, obviously to try and trigger the muscles. But if it's pulled back and you're triggering the muscles, wouldn't it be trying to push? Maybe that's why it's pulled back. I don't know. Pretty interesting. Sometimes it looks a little bit gruesome, I don't know, but interesting tech. Again, this is, 1778. They could definitely draw back then, couldn't they? So yeah, this is, medicine, 1778 style. This is just another pic of the tech. As you can see, they've got this big metal ball. Now this obviously isn't spinning because it's connected to a chain. Big metal ball, and it's, I don't know, sending charge up through this chain to something. I'm not really sure, but as you can see, this is all, there would have been notes next to it. Here we've got the fleur de lis. Sort of a checkered floor there as well. Alright, so jump forward a bit here. This is the 1900s, 1925. And we've got this huge windmill type thing, but clearly they look like, maybe they are old, they look like aeroplane propellers. It looks very aeroplaney rather than windmilly, doesn't it? But just look at all the wiring and cabling up here. It's just, there's obviously cables holding that pole up, quite obviously. But this dude's climbing up, and there just seems to be, stuff running around up here. I don't know, what do you reckon? Because what's the point of it? It's just this big fan, like, if they're not generating something from it, then what's the point of it being there? Because clearly it's not connected to, it's not pumping water like most windmills. So I just found that interesting, that old shot. Everyone's just sort of standing around looking up at it, except for this guy who's looking at the ground. Old steam tractor there. And a big windmill. So who knows, are they generating electricity from that thing, back in the 1920s? Or is it just something to do? Just build a big fan in the field. And here we have Lady Liberty. This is, so 17, around the 1790s. I'm not sure what this hat is doing up here. Nice piece of jewellery there. But look what she's holding. A huge fascie. Fascies. Is that how I say it? And that's a big one. They're all wrapped together. Got the metal binding, a little axe head, which is probably nothing to do with an axe. It's probably just metal or something that can direct energy flow. But yeah, I found that interesting. Lady Liberty standing there with this massive fascie. And this one here, it's a bit hard to see, a bit faded. It's called the Fire Mill Project. Around 1825. Plan of the fire mill. Now, I'm not sure what a fire mill is, but we have this big, I don't know, cannon-looking thing. It's some kind of device. I'm thinking it's probably more like a chimney. That's probably a cross-section. But down here, I guess might be the same wheel, but this is like a cog within a cog with other cogs on the outside. So it's like I don't know, got another cog here. Some gear sort of pulley system that's going through a wall, which is maybe what that is. This kind of, but it's called a fire. Like pole arms, so it's some kind of fort. The translation is Fire Mill Project, Plan of the Fire Mill. Detail fire mill, so they've repeated fire mill like 3 times. So what is a fire mill? So, and obviously this is all in French, so I can't read it. Plan of Moulin à Tout, I'm not sure what that is. But, yeah, I don't know what this is. Fire mill. Now, I did a search for a fire mill, because obviously I don't know what it is, but it doesn't seem to really exist. Or it's something in a game. Fire mill is a block added by extra utilities. When packed on top, it generates GP, I don't know, gameplay points or something. So a fire mill, I don't know, it just looks very techy. Very sort of steampunk, isn't it? Some room with this big machine in it, that this bit goes either through a wall or through the ceiling, through the roof, and it's doing something quite obviously to do with fire. I have no idea. If you know what a fire mill is, please let me know. And some funky pyramids. This just says pyramids erected in Saint Etienne, wherever that is. And as you can see, they're pretty interesting because they've got legs. So these are like, the arches, and just completely decorated out. Angels here. So we've got cross. They're all pointing towards the heart. This dude's got a sword. This dude's got a cross. This dude's got a feather. This one's got a sheath of wheat. these wreaths around the top with what looks like different, like coats of arms. So I don't know what this is. And then we get up the top here. This guy is just sitting there with some flames burning. Excuse me. Here's the fleur-de-lis again. This thing just pops up everywhere. And I'm not really sure what this is depicting. Is that like a portal? Oh no, that's just a wreath with nothing written on it. On top we have Justice, I guess Lady Liberty again. With some cherubs. Another guy without a name, sitting on a rock. All these fans. More fleur-de-lis. Oh, these got the laurel leaves on their heads. Very sort of what we consider Roman, or I mean Greek, isn't it? Greek. Sickle. Who's this? Death. So I'm not sure. They might be representing wisdom or something because they've got books. Looks like they're all representing something, but I'm not really sure what the big picture is. It's just a random picture I found, but it's just really cool. It's just so intricate. Even like look at the floor, cobblestone. Now this is 1624. I even got the date, 25th of June. So again, I don't even know how they were drawing these things so intricately. Like even, you know, the insides are done and everything. It's very cool stuff. This is another, it's like a short book. This is pretty spun out. This is pyramids, obviously. I'm not exactly sure what it says. Let's have a quick look. Cenotaph with a round pyramid. Okay, so you can see they're squared off. They're pyramids. This is a cylindrical or round pyramid. Zoom. No, whoops, can't zoom it. Alright, that's about it. So that's basically showing, you know, sort of the landscape of it. You can't really see the size at the moment. It looks like there's a big fence out the back. Now this is a plan of the floor. And this looks like, I mean, what is this? This is obviously, like, this is a split in half. So this is, I guess this is the top of it, or the outside, and this is what's inside. But look at this thing. Like, what's this? Inside a round pyramid. That's the full view. So what, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-sided. So it's basically where you can see here. It's 2 crosses. Concentric circles going out. And then these bubbles, these half circles with another half circle out there. I mean, that looks very sort of antiquitechy, doesn't it? We've got all these little black dots everywhere, and even these greyed out bits at the front. I'm not sure what these are. So that's the design of the pyramid. That's the floor plan. There's another one. So I'm not sure if this is a different level. It looks like you can walk through here. I think the last one was covered up, wasn't it? I don't know. You can walk through that one too. And then this is the pyramid. So it doesn't say where this is. Is it cut off or is it going through the clouds? I'm not really sure. Looks like it's probably cut off. This is brick, by the way. Have a look. It's brick. And look how big it is. These are people. That's as far as I can zoom in, unfortunately, but these are people. So look at the size of this thing. And these, you know, it's got trees growing around it. This massively intricate doorway. steps going up, and then whatever's in there, like that machine thing in this bottom bit. What is that? Generating something that vortexes energy up? I mean, that is huge. Like I said, I have no idea where this is. It just sort of says, yeah, the center half of the pyramid, 1780 to 93, so around 1780s. Just, you know, the same kind of lithograph drawing, which is just, you can just zoom in and get so much detail. Obviously brick again, just huge. Just enormous. Now, why would someone draw this if it didn't exist? I mean, you know, someone could possibly draw this just out of their imagination. I'd like, you know, just to draw a picture, you know, even this intricate, you know, people do draw things, you know, fantasy pictures and that, but then to, you know, back in, what, the 1700s, then to do plans for it as well, like this, I mean, all a bit weird. Oh, look at this. This is a side section of it. Alright, so this is the pyramid. And this is a cut through. So here you go. We've got this is all empty. And this is this machine thing that we saw. And it's obviously under a dome. With an opening in the top there. These are people. Tiny, 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 tiny people. And look at this thing. I guess these, maybe they are, whoops, these? I'm not sure. See how they're all spiky? And that looks like it's a dome. That. So pretty spun out, like, what is this thing? Seriously, I mean, what is it? Look at this roof here, and you can see that there's a pattern. Can you see that it's got like a Fibonacci sort of pattern in it? See how they're all circles going this way and then circles going back this way? They're not random. So even just to draw that, you know, that's pretty intricate, pretty good. And just the size of this thing. What was it? Sorry if you can hear the neighbours' dogs have decided to join the conversation. But yeah, this thing is huge. Here's another pyramid. Now this is, it says the Grand Pyramid of Egypt, so I'm guessing this is, you know, the Great Pyramid. What they like to call Khufu's Pyramid. But of course he was never buried in there. You can see the top's missing, but it looks like bit of rubble there, like it's been smashed off by something. See that? Brick-ish. Big stones, looks very smooth, and looks like the steps start down here. And then down here, apart from the fact there's a door there, look at all this dirt, mud. And I mean, if this is the pyramid, that's, you know, that's a couple of stories of mud up there. Okay, yeah, so I'm not sure what's in the background here, another mud, but I just found that interesting. That it's stepped down here, it's smooth up here, but also has a door and all this mud, and it says it's the Great Pyramid. So I'm not sure, let's have a look, what's the date? 1700s, so, you know, within 100 years, why not? 1700s sometime. And we'll close with this one. This is just a strange picture I found. So we've got this boat of people coming up, and they're lighting these fires, and these fires go all the way around. You see they've all got their fires. Up here they're holding them as well. And then these people, I'll just have to wait for it to buffer in a bit, but you can see it gets a bit, what do we call it, Phoenician. You know, we get all these dragons and, you know, snakes and, you know, winged, you know, devilly looking people on this pyramid that's just sitting in the water. We have the sun here. Dates going around by the looks of it. And here we go, we have a big dragon. Just zombie woman. This lady's got bellows, so there's something to do with fire here. They're all holding these, they just look like, torches, old-fashioned torches. She's got the bellows and some kind of tinderbox or something. This guy's got boxes, and this person's standing on a skull, drinking wine next to a dragon. Oh my gosh, this person is breastfeeding a dog or a bear or something. Doesn't look human. What's going on there? Antiquitech maybe? We've got all, they look like fires, but we've got all these, it could be sparks and smoke and stuff, but I don't know, this lady, don't move your head or you stab yourself. I don't know, quite bizarre. Another dragon out here. I'm not sure if this is the dragon's tail or if this is her tail. Holding a wheel. Now this, it may be something to do with, astrology. Just because we've got all these suns and different days. Obviously not the astrology we know. This dude's a rabbit man. Got a rabbit boy here. Peter. And then his girlfriend, rabbit girl. With the big ears. And she's got one of these, sorry it's not buffing. She's got one of those like the jester poles that the jesters are shown with the jester head on it. So maybe they're jesters. But everyone's just got these torches. And we've got this big pointy-nosed, bat-winged person. More dragons. Oh, that's nice. This person's collecting heads on the pole, so it's it's pretty barbaric kind of scene. So this guy's got fire coming out of around his head. This person's just holding on to this burning, looks like wheat. I can't see, it's not buffering there for that guy, what he's doing. And then up the top here, more dragons, snakes, and fire. And yeah, it just goes up here, and I don't know, is that, blood dripping down, and we've got this massive multi-headed dragon. Come on, computer, buff up. Buff. My computer needs to get to the gym. It needs to be more buff. You can see one of the heads there. These pictures in category just hold a lot of information, so sometimes they are hard to get. They take a while to buffer. But up the top, now this guy's got a 3-pronged torch. And he's soaring in the sky. We've just got stuff going everywhere. See all these lines? Yes, all this, I don't know what it is. It's just fire, light, but it's just these lights, these lines going sideways. Oh, okay, they're all coming out of these dragons' mouths. Well, not all of them, obviously some are coming from down below, but are they also from dragons, or what's going on here? No, they're from the fire, so I don't know. Are they trying to... I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent, but it's definitely not something nice. Cover 1598, 1600. Pretty spun out. They're saying that it is called Pyramid Maintained on the Seine, using 2 boats and launching flames on all sides. That's pyramid What about the dragons, man? Not much of a description. When it's covered in like ghouls and zombies and people standing on heads and heads on poles and dragons and winged, long-nosed people. Yeah, it's just maintenance of the pyramid. Pretty bizarre. There you go, just a short video on some pictures I had, a bit of Antiquitechiness, a bit of a walkthrough. So I hope you enjoyed that, just a bit of a jumbled video. Yes, thanks for spending some time with me. Of course, I'll leave the links in the description as well. And yes, have an amazing day, and I shall catch you on the next upload. Bye for now.